Ending this up today. Today's reading January 3rd. We're not going to read all the Chronicles passages, although I read those in my own study. But we are reading, just in the commenting. We're basically reading through all that genealogy list that we see in Chronicles right here in Genesis 10. But Genesis 10 starts to kind of track the descendants of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and this will be important. The children of Israel receiving these books from, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, and this is just part of the story. Them tracking, so they know as they're going into the Promised Land, and they're taking care. They're told to take care of the descendants of Ham, the Canaanites, get them out of the land. They understand kind of the history behind that. This chapter really catalogs those sons. These are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. By the way, there has been false thoughts in biblical, in Christian history where people have said, oh, because of the line of Ham is cursed, that means there's always a people from Ham that are cursed. And some wrongly have done things like they have thought that, those that, those that are black are cursed and are from the line of Ham. That's not true. Or if you look at the Rwanda, the genocide in Rwanda, I believe it was the, let's see, what was it? I think it was, let's see, hold on, hang with me. It was either the Hutu or the Tutsi. Let's see, which one was it? It was believed that the Hutu descended from Ham, and that was kind of what the, that's what the Tutsi justified to, do genocide against the Hutu. There have been many people through history who have tried to take Ham and use that as some kind of racial discrimination, but that's not true. Not true at all. Just want to kind of point that out. Now, the descendants of Shem kind of, I wish I could put a map up here. They kind of hit more the Middle East. Ham kind of hits the northeast part of Africa. Japheth kind of goes north. We're talking like Europe, Asia Minor. This is kind of civilization, humanity starting to spread out. It says sons were born to them after the flood. And now we have, in the rest of the chapter, we have a catalog of what's happening within their family lines. We first find verse 2, we've got the sons of Japheth, and he starts to go through all the sons of Japheth. And then we get down to the sons of Ham. Now, I read this in my own study. Still read these names, but just for the sake of, video time, we see him cataloging the sons of Ham. I just kind of want to point out the structure. By the way, in the middle here, in just the middle of this, he talks about Nimrod, which really is interesting. Nimrod, he was a mighty man. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. In the beginning of his kingdom, Babel, Erech, Akkad, Calneh, and the land of Shinar. From that land, he went into Assyria and he built Nineveh. Interesting. So we got Nimrod here, and from him kind of becomes the first imperial empire that we have recorded in the scriptures. And this imperial empire, eventually we get Assyria, we get Babylon, which if you look at Israel's history, one day God uses Assyria to judge the northern kingdom, and he uses Babylon to judge the southern kingdom. I think that's interesting. Just food for thought here. Then we get down here to finally he kind of hits up verse 21 to Shem, and he gets kind of to Shem's lineage, which Shem will track us to Jesus. The line of Jesus comes through Shem. Shem comes, from Shem into Abraham to Jesus. And he kind of works the rest of the chapter. We're looking at the dispersion of man. Verse 32, these are the clans of the sons of Noah, according to their genealogies and their nations, and from these nations spread abroad the earth after the flood. These kind of three sons spreading out in three different regions. You kind of have the Middle East primarily. That's Shem. You've got kind of a North Africa, Northeast Africa, some into the Middle East of Ham, and then you have Japheth kind of taking the Asia Minor, Greece, Europe kind of zone. And that brings us to the conclusion of today's reading. We did not read through First Chronicles, but First Chronicles 1, we have a list of the genealogy. I would encourage you to read through that genealogy. We did. I'm not going to do it on this video, but you kind of see a repeat of what you saw in chapter 10 when you go to First Chronicles chapter 1. And so, Lord be with you. Thank you if you join me on this. Thank you for spending your time. And what a fun thing. Already many in our church are doing this study, reading through. I'm surprised how many are actually watching these videos just for the length of it. And listen, guys, I'm just sharing with you kind of what I've kind of got from the text, and just, hoping that some of this helps you and ties together as you go through this. And it's not very polished. This is just me spending time in the Word, popping on and kind of give you some of my thoughts that I see in it. So Lord be with you. We'll see you tomorrow. If the Lord allows me to, I'll record for you what the Lord has given me from day 4. And listen, there'll be some days I might not be able to put something like this up. Some days it may be busy. Here's the least thing you do that I'll do. I mean, if you got one of those busy days, by the time it takes to drink your cup of coffee, you can read through these passages. You can read through the 4 or so chapters a day in this reading, and you'll stay current. And some days you may have days like that. Lord be with you, and we'll see you for day 4.